Hello and welcome to For the Health of It, interviewing Brandon McLean, who has recently, or over the last year or so, lost 109 pounds. Hello and welcome to For the Health of It.
Hi Tara, thank you for having me.
I am so happy that you agreed to share your story, because we don't get enough of young men sharing how they've changed their lifestyle. So when did you start on this? What was a trigger?
I'll start by saying I had two starts to this, I guess you can say. I first started back in late 2020 was my first start, and it wasn't a great start. It was because I became ill, became sick one day, just stomach pains. It ended up in the hospital, and to put a long story short, it ended up being gallbladder issues or gallstones that I had. Mm-hmm. And then from right then, they encourage, stop eating the greasy food, the oily food, all these bad foods for you. So right away, I did that because I didn't want this to occur again. And then 2 weeks later, 3 weeks, despite eating well, it happened again, and the pain is like unbearable kind of pain. And again, it happened one more time after that, again, not too far along, which I said, okay, enough is enough. I decided to go forward with my surgery for gallbladder removal, which I definitely glad I made that decision, and very happy results from that. But by that time, it was, call it about 2 months after that, and I had already proven to myself that I could eat better, maintain what I was trying to do, a more healthier style of eating. So even post-surgery, I then continued that. Then I kind of got to a wall kind of standpoint. I wasn't necessarily losing anything from that. So I then, started to incorporate some exercise in there, at home, because at the time I was living at home and we had a little gym. So I would use that, follow YouTube and kind of go on with that. And then from there, I eventually moved on to going to actual gym, found some classes that I enjoyed, and then maybe a couple months further into it, then I started a keto diet that my coworker Erna first introduced me to. And it works, don't get me wrong, it works, but it's a lot of sacrifice. And for those who don't know, it's basically no carbs then. So no rice, no macaroni, no pasta, no bread. All that is no sweets, all that. So for some people it can work, and don't get me wrong, it worked for me. At that point I lost a lot of weight.
That was in about 2021, right?
Yes, that was around 2021 time. Mm-hmm. I had lost a lot of weight, but for me it wasn't sustainable. Eventually I lost a lot of weight that round. It did fall off. I did fall off and kind of went back to my old ways and kind of gained most back that I lost. Mm-hmm. Then I had this new round in 2024 where I just, kind of felt enough is enough. I remember getting to a point where I was almost back into my biggest size shirt, back into my 2X. I was like, no, okay, I did so well before, enough is enough, and something got to change again. Something got to be more sustainable this time. And that's when I basically just found it on Instagram. I just saw, you always find little push content, mm-hmm. and it was people saying, okay, eat whatever you want, count your calories, and still lose weight. So I said, what the hey, I'll go for it. It was aesthetic fitness that I found. Messaged the guy, talked a little bit, interview, and I kind of went from there. I got a coach, online coach, actually based in the UK, but that's when they'll give you structure, through an app, through weekly coaching, well, daily coaching, but weekly check-ins, to weigh-ins, to just how to do different things such as exercise, such as eating, and just to maintain your daily life. And it was early last year, 2024, when I started this one, and yeah, it is completely different. I don't feel like I'm sacrificing anything. It's become like a normal kind of routine. Yes, sometimes I do feel, I do want to overindulge, sometimes, and you not that you can't do it, you just learn to fit it into your everyday life. So yeah, I think I kind of talked a lot there, but I think that kind of shows both of my stories to the failure of my first one to now the success and continuation of this one.
Well, how has your body changed your overall health? Have you noticed any changes?
Oh, definitely. I think at first, like I say, if I go back to 2020, I knew I was big, but it was just, I've been big from the time I was a kid. I've always been that size, so I don't know, you didn't notice it as much. Like, I would still go and do things. Sure, I wouldn't really go out and do running and exert myself too much. That's when I would actually feel it. But in general, I didn't feel bad until, I actually got sick. But especially after that first round, and then when I gained back, that's when you can really tell, boy, when I had lost that weight, I was able to do this. I was able to go out and do a run. I was able to exercise and not feel like I just got beat up and run over kind of thing. And so when I realize that more now this second go around, that's when I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. How you could potentially feel, you got to find another way to get back there where, you can go to the gym, because that is one thing I always maintained even when I gained back most of my weight, which is why I always say it's not just gym, because I did maintain going to the gym even after I gained back nearly all of my weight. I was still going to the gym, still doing my little routine, my little gym class routine, but doing the gym class routine and still eating anything and everything that you want, it didn't do anything. So that's why I kind of maintain it's like 80 or 70% what you eat, and then 30 to 20%, your exercise and everything else that you put in. So yeah, I definitely could feel it, just feel lethargic when I got back bigger. I just felt sluggish, disappointing a lot of myself. So now, post where I am now, I can just, get up and go for a walk, go for a run, go to the gym. Yeah, even if you take a few days off, then you might still feel it in the body. But in general now, it's like, and you want to feel it in the body, you want to keep on testing yourself, but it's so much easier on yourself. Breathing as hard, you just feel a lot healthier, and obviously like a weight is off your shoulders, both figuratively and literally.
One of the questions I asked you before you sat down to do this interview, I said, so have you put on any, because we're just coming back after Christmas, and I kind of following you, and how did you manage Christmas, the holidays, and now?
So like I said, I did put on some Christmas weight, but I kind of, like I said, I have a coach online. I kind of, explained, while I will still try to do my best on the days that I don't have commitments, I knew I had lots of things going on for Christmas, be it, through work, through social events, through, going away to the BRAC, for Christmas, for the New Year's, you just have so much going on in Christmas more than normal. So I said to myself, while when I can, I will, do what I know I need to do. But then on the days or the weeks that I have these different things going on, I'm not going to limit myself. I'm going to enjoy myself. I have to learn to balance it and live. But then I'll go enjoy myself. And then as soon as I get back in the frame of mind that, okay, I'm back to my normal routine, I can click and get right back into what I need to get back into. And that's one thing I've learned a lot last year is, how to be disciplined. You can have your cheat, you can have your social events, and even some of your social events, you don't have to, quote unquote cheat. You can just, if I go out to a pub quiz, or, just different things, but I go with friends, I can choose a healthier option and stick with it that way. But then if I have a different thing, like we have a work quarterly celebration for birthdays, or a friend get together, I would then indulge, but then next day get right back on.
So you're living your life.
Yeah, definitely.
This is, I'm going to have a little bit of this. It's like when you're going to buy a new wardrobe, or you're budgeting financially. This is just budgeting calorically.
Yes.
So that, you can live the life you want.
Exactly.
So does it ever get tough?
It definitely gets tough. So like when I first started this, they started you at a higher calorie count. Like I'll just get like 2,400 I started out with, and then as I gradually lost weight, they would lower it to, I think it went to 2,000, then 18, then 1650. But you'll be surprised, even though it sounds really low, when you actually go in and cook for yourself, or know what you're putting into your body, it's actually still pretty filling. I think that's one of the big things that I've learned. And I think one thing too that helped me is that I've started cooking nearly 90% of what I eat. I'm now cooking, which helps me then accurately count my calories, and being able to log it like in the app, so you can maintain it, stay within where you're supposed to stay within. But you can still easily eat 3 full meals a day with a snack or two and stay under 1650. It's quite possible.
Wow. So what does a meal look like for you?
So like my meals are, like I said, still pretty full. Like I said, thankfully I can still eat carbs in this. I'm still eating everything that I love. I do a lot of meal preps now. I normally meal prep for the week, which is good. Only thing what I will say, when you get to 3 or 4 days in, the food doesn't taste as good when you're reheating it. Yeah. But that's about probably the only sacrifice I'll say. But if you are someone who really loves cooking, you can make it for 2-3 days, cook again, and go that way. But I kind of just do it for the week, except for at night. But my meals, like this week, I've eaten for lunch Cajun shrimp Alfredo pasta that I made for myself, and then at night I've been eating a chicken salad. And then if I eat a breakfast, it's normally, I'm not a big breakfast person, so a granola bar or something light, something small. But not to say I couldn't, I can, but I kind of never been a breakfast person, so I normally don't. But then I'll have more snacks throughout the day, so I'll have a more fruit, a cup of fruits, like grapes or like oranges or tangerines. And then I might even have, you can find lots of different low calorie snacks these days, even like a chip or something, just literally just read the back of it, and if you see anything under 200, 100, 200, those are good. May not all be the healthiest, but it's still within your calorie range. So that's what I go for. Like I said last week then too, I was eating stewed chicken and air fryer potatoes and veg, and then at night I would eat fish, rice, and broccoli. So I'm still eating everything that I want, everything that I would normally eat prior, but I'm just watching the amount, so may not be a whole entire full plate. But trust me, when you see the amount that I'm still eating, you'll be surprised. Okay, this whole thing I just ate is only 500 calories, or this 500, 600 calories, and you can have 3 of them a day and still be within your calorie range.
That sounds good. I mean, what advice would you tell someone they know their body's tired, they're carrying this extra weight, they don't look good in their clothes? You mentioned earlier you weren't satisfied with yourself. Sounds like you were being a little hard on yourself. What would you tell a young man, or even a woman listening right now? What would you tell them?
I would say it's not about being harsh on yourself, and even that's something I'm still learning myself, because I still look in the mirror and not 100% happy with, despite of how much I've lost. Like I still call it my love handles on the side. I want to get rid of them. That's still my goal. But I would just say get started. You gotta be the change that you want, because no one else is going to do it for you. Because I tried before, it didn't work, or I've had not what people comment in a mean way, but say you got to do a little better, or look out for yourself. And I would kind of brush it off, but then I think it gets to a point where once you yourself have noticed it, and if you're feeling it physically, like how I ended up feeling it physically, unfortunately, with my gallbladder, you kind of realize, okay, I gotta do something better for myself, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a sacrifice, but you just have to get the ball rolling. You got to get it started somehow. Hopefully it doesn't have to be for something bad that makes it start, like how happened to me. However, find that one bit of motivation, or it could be just, I want to eventually fit in this dress, or I want to be able to climb a mountain. You might want to be a hiker. Whatever your goal is, try to give yourself a goal and then just start. You may fall off at times, but then be able to get back on. I think that's the main thing.
Let's talk a little bit about your running, because this year you also cut a little bit of time off of the half marathon. Yeah. So talk a little bit about your running journey.
Yeah, so I started running back in, I think it was the beginning of 2022, actually, with my coworker Erna. Actually, we kind of started together. She got me going. It was a Stride Against Cancer, which is actually coming up again in a week, which I will be doing. But that was my first introduction to it that she took me to, and from then I just kind of had the bug. I'm kind of like, what, I used to like running back in school, back when I was fit and stuff like that. I used to run, but obviously it was like 10, 20 years and anything like that. But I enjoyed it. I kind of got the bug from there. And, I kept going to different 5Ks. We have lots of different events that go on throughout the year. So I started doing those, incorporating those, and which again led to her and saying, let's aim for the Cayman half marathon. So I kept pushing and pushing and preparing myself, training for that. I had first did it, like I said, back in 2022. Then when I fell off of my diet and stuff, I didn't get in 2023, despite not being near in the shape. And, it did not go well. I finished, thankfully, but I was not pleased at all, which kind of, again, what pushed me to, in 2024, not only to get back dieting, but eating better, but then I want to better what I did in that half marathon. I want to push myself as far as I can, and with help from my coach. His name is James. Like I said, he's based in the UK. As part of my fitness, I also told him I'm looking to do running too. So while he would help me with exercise and routines, he would also incorporate certain amount of steps to get a day, running distances to gradually get me ready, slowly increase the running distances to get me ready for the marathon again, which I did. And I never thought I would get the time that I was able to achieve. Was it 2:15 and change? I can't remember exactly how much it was, but I was very proud of myself and how not only the weight I lost, but then the time that I knocked off. I remember when I first started, I would do the 5K in an hour. Then I got reduced to around 40 minutes. Then if I got under 40 minutes, that would be an accomplishment for me. And then I got, just before the marathon, my 5K, I got to 26 minutes. Well, to regular runners, that's not that fast, but for me, from where I was coming from an hour down to 26 minutes, that was a lot. Or like how I knocked off an hour and 20 minutes from my 2023 half marathon. That was quite significant. And that's average 10 minutes an odd a mile, that I couldn't dream about, say, 2 years ago. So
that's an hour and 23 minutes you knocked off in your time.
Yeah.
In 1 year.
Yeah, in 1 year.
Did you do cartwheels?
Oh, I was probably I was over the moon, honestly, when I finished.
So how hard has it been? Because it is a balance, and you have friends and family. Are they supportive?
Well, yeah, I mean, my friends and family are definitely supportive. It has been hard for sure, especially you still want to be social and have a social life. One thing I've learned within this year and within doing my coach, one thing we would do is weekly, I would say, if I have any social event coming up, and when I do, we would kind of plan around it, especially if I say, okay, I know on this day I will go above my calories. I'll just throw in a birthday party or gathering, and if I know I have it coming, what we do, what we call banking calories then. So maybe lower my calories that week so that when I do go and indulge in that event, it kind of balances out. Or last year I went to Orlando for a week and a bit in August. That whole week we had did bank calories before, but that whole week while I was away, I kind of just put it on a shelf because I was gonna enjoy myself. Like, I know I wasn't gonna count calories, I wasn't gonna do this, I wasn't gonna do that. I just wanted to indulge myself, eat what I want. I may make one or two healthy choices here and there, but in general, I wasn't going to restrict myself. Then learning, once I hit back Grand Cayman the next day, I was able to click back and get back right back into my routine. Sure, I put on a pound, 2, 3, whatever it was, but I get right back on my routine, and I take those pounds right back off. So it's just learning how to do that. And as for, like you mentioned, friends and family, they're very supportive, but then it also can be difficult because I'd work, they're always bringing a sweet treat here and there. they're offering you this, they're offering you that, and someone will bring donuts one day, or next week they'll bring some pastry, or me myself, because I like to bake cakes. So you'll have the struggles, but it's about not restricting yourself. You can plan around that, you can enjoy them, but okay, once you enjoy it, as long as you're able to then click back and get back into what you need to do, trust me, you can do it, and it doesn't feel like you're restricting yourself. Indulge, but then know how to get back on it, because I think that's where you can feel. That's how I failed in the past. Once you indulge too much, like I said, when I went away for that week, I was able to get right back on it. But some people will always find an excuse. Oh God, but I got this coming up. Let me just give it one more week, and then I get back on it. So that kind of thing is just doing it, planning for it, indulging, but then clicking back and getting right back into it, and then having the support around you who will dare to urge you. Like I said, my coach is very good with that, and I would always tell him what I'm planning to do, and then he would say, that's fine, go do and enjoy. He's always saying it's a balance that you have to find. So indulge, have your fun, and then just be able to click back right back on it.
Again, just tell the audience the name of the group that you...
It's called Aesthetic Fitness. It's online. So they have like Instagram, and they have Facebook. I can definitely share that with you or with anyone who is looking for help that way. Like I said, it's obviously they're not here in person. They're based in the UK, but they're very reachable. I'll message them on WhatsApp. Give them a call. They're always there to
Is it expensive?
Assist me. It's not that expensive, and I paid over a period of time, and based on what you pay for things here, it's actually quite cheap if you work it out. So. Okay. Yeah, I definitely...
And the virtual accountability never turned you off?
Honestly, no. I think it helped me. Yes, sure, if the person was physically here, it would also work for me too. But I'm okay. I'm kind of... This is good or bad, but I'm kind of a people pleaser. So I think having someone that I'm accountable to, kind of, more than just a family or friend, it kind of motivates me, because I don't want to disappoint them. I don't want to disappoint myself. So weekly check-ins, I'm always watch my inputs, my counts, my everything. They're always checking that, checking in on me daily. Yes, I think the only difficulty would be is that the time difference, that sometimes if it's late afternoon, he's already asleep, so might not be reachable. They'll get back to me in the morning. So that's the only struggle I would find sometimes. But in general, when you need them, or a piece of advice, I see this new food, should I try it? Is it actually good? What are your thoughts on this? Or I feel like this routine isn't working for me. Can we look to do something else? He's always there to give me advice, encouragement, whatever it is that I need. That he has always been there, because trust me, a lot of time, I'm still trying to learn it, but a lot of times I would do my daily weigh-in check-ins. If you would see sometimes going up each day, it's like it would get to me, and he would explain, it's water retention, weight, all these different things that I'm still not fully versed in and know how it all works. But it's like, even if it's a 0.5 a pound and going up, it would so annoy me. I'm like, I've been eating good, but I'm going up, and all of a sudden, you'll see it go down. So he's always right, and it does happen. But in that moment, just to have someone there to tell you it definitely helps. And yeah, I couldn't recommend them more, and how it's been working for me.
How has this shaped your psychological outlook in terms of has it helped your relationships, your career? Do you have more confidence?
Oh, well, definitely. It's helped me see myself a lot differently. It's like I said, I still see things when I look in the mirror that I want to change, but it makes me a lot more confident, a lot more happier when I look at myself. It gives me, like I said, more confidence to be myself, to put myself out there. Not so much career wise, because I'm still at my own job, but I enjoy it a lot. But depending on your job or what you're looking for it to do for you, weight loss, I think it can only be positive. Like, I don't see you losing weight and it's going to have a negative effect on you. Trust me, like, what had a negative effect on me was when I was gaining back it for the first time and seeing where I got before. Now, bypassed it, looking at myself in the mirror, I feel so much better about myself. It's definitely a lot more freeing in the mind. It makes you smile more, makes you, not that I would say I was a depressed person, but it makes you feel, I don't know the word, maybe a little bit lighter, a little bit freer, that maybe that person is just looking at me for me, not my size, or, while that may or may not have been happening to me, I don't know, I would not pay much attention to it. But now, well, maybe they do look at me, like, like I said, it gives you a bit more confidence within yourself, and the work that you put in, that you're getting the reward from it.
Thank you so much, Brandon McLean. You've been listening to For the Health of It. We are moving you to the life you want.